Who are the wrong people? The wrong people are the trailer type trash that lived across from Genore. We talking about some mayo monster trailer type flea bugs, all, people. Disgusting. Now these people are Phil Skipper and his wife Amy, along with their infant baby and a teenage boy by the name of John Bailio, who lived with them as well. These are the people who lived across from Genore. Phil Skipper, his wife Amy, their baby, and a teenage boy named John Bailio. He's 15 years of age. Also a part of their clique, but they didn't live across with them, but they were always with them, are two other people who were related to them, okay? They are Johnny Hoyt, who's Philip's brother-in-law, and Lisa Skipper Hoyt, who's Philip's sister and married to Johnny. Again, they don't live across, but they're always together. They part of the same circle. So we have 4 white adults, 1 teenage 15-year-old, and a baby. Okay? Now they resided in a rundown trailer, and they were just a pitiful sight to see. Johnny Hoyt was a thug. He was known as a killer actually as well. Violent. He had an extensive criminal record. He was the leader of a skinhead gang called the Brotherhood, and they were into some very bad things. I mean, they were grave robbers, meaning they would go dig up coffins and steal the jewelry and gold teeth from the bodies. They wore the jewelry and pawned it sometimes afterwards. They would even sometimes brag about it. They burned corpses, executed people, just some real cold-hearted thugs. Now, Genore Guillory, she didn't know any of this. She was a kind, generous neighbor. She helped them out financially. She gave them presents. She would give them work to do in her house. She loaned them money. She even gave them money to buy a better trailer. She named them as a beneficiary on her life insurance policy, $25,000. She would hire these white people to take care of her dogs, her horses, mow her grass. The female Lisa, would get paid to clean up her house. All that. This is what she used to do for these people. These people are trifling. Now, while she's being nice to these white folks, they also are doing their white supremacist gang thing. So these people are accepting gifts from Genore, being nice. You know what? Genore may have even been one of them people who told you, if you said, hey, watch out for them thugs over there, I don't trust them, she may have said, they're okay, they're cool. Because obviously she thought they were okay because she was giving them a whole lot. I mean, they were in her house. They had a key to her house, people. They were around her dogs or horses. She gave them money, named them as beneficiaries on her insurance. So she had to really, really believe that these people who were all part of a white supremacist gang and trailer trash were cool. These people didn't even have a phone. So what did Genore do? She gave them the key to her house so that they can use her phone whenever they needed it. But the whole time, they plotting on her. Remember I said there was a 15-year-old who lived with them also named John Bailio? He's like their stepson, okay? But the man of that house, Phil Skipper, the leader of the gang, well, he's doing his white American man thing to John Bailio also. He's, doing some hind part stuff, lizard homo stuff, the stuff that they into. Yeah, he's doing that to him in that house as he acts like he's a father figure or a big brother to him. Big tough guy, has a wife and a baby over there, but he's also doing these things with Johnny Bailio, okay? So what happened was Phil Skipper and the rest of the crew, they decided that it was time to initiate 15-year-old John Bailio into this white supremacist gang, the Brotherhood. Okay? Perfect person to get for this initiation, Genore. She's an N-word, got the key to her house. Let's take her out. And if we kill her, we also get $25,000 in insurance money. On Monday, June 26th of the year 2000 at 2:30 in the morning, they decided they're going to go over there and handle this business with Genore Guillory. They took off their shoes to make sure that they didn't leave any shoe prints. Philip Skipper has a bat, Johnny Hoyt has a knife, John Bailio is just tagging along, and Lisa Skipper has a .22 pistol. They go over there. They tell Lisa to knock on the door since she's a woman, and if she knocks on the door and Genore sees her, she won't be startled. Lisa knocks on the door, Genore comes to the door. She tells Genore that she needs money to get diapers for the baby. Genore is used to them begging and asking for stuff and giving them things. So Genore says, okay. She turns around to go get money for Lisa. When she turns around, John Hoyt comes in, hits her with the bat. Boom. After he hit Genore with the bat, Genore just starts running through the house down the hall. She's screaming, leave me alone. She ran into her kitchen. She tried to get a knife to defend herself, but she dropped it, couldn't hold on to it. They overwhelmed Genore. Then Genore ran into her bedroom. They followed her, kicked the door and all that, took the knives, took turns stabbing her, shooting her, beating her with a bat. She's still alive. She's fighting as hard as she could. Then they picked up a ceramic lamp, crushed her in the head with it. Then they continued to beat her with the bat. Then finally, there was a final blow with the bat. They smashed her in the head, took all the life out of Genore. Okay, after all those hits with the bat, they took one last hit and that was it. But they weren't done yet. After Genore stopped breathing, she's laying there, battered, beat down, lifeless. These people took turns raping her. They took turns raping her, okay? They were not charged with the rape because they used a condom, they say, so they couldn't prove it. And they know that this happened because one person that was there that took part in it admitted it, okay? So this female, Lisa, she sat there and watched her husband and her brother do this to this generous woman neighbor. One of them, named Phil Skipper, even bragged to a friend that he paid a black man to ejaculate in a cup so that he could use this to put it in Genore to confuse the cops. So they're in the house, they grab as much jewelry as they can, they leave, they go home, they get drunk and high. Now, the police, they hear about this, they have to investigate this murder to no avail. But the people who did this were right across the pebbled road from Genore. They were her neighbors. Genore Guillory's family even paid these people who killed her to clean up her house after they did this to her. They paid them. They didn't have a clue that they were paying the same people who killed their loved one, Genore Guillory. These devils were even pallbearers at her funeral. They were pallbearers at her funeral. And yes, they did get that $25,000 insurance money payout. They got that. Finally, they get a break in the case. About a year after this murder, investigators got a tip. Somebody had been running their mouth because they heard something from this person and that person, and word got around. It was on July 27th of 2001. Detectives from the East Feliciana Sheriff's Office got a tip from a neighboring sheriff's office who pointed them to a man named Donnie Fisher. Now, Donnie Fisher was running his mouth. He got in some trouble or whatever, you know what I mean? And he told some people he knew this and that. And the reason why he knew is because Donnie Fisher and his girlfriend had moved in with Philip and Amy Skipper. Now, remember I said Genore Guillory's family had hired them to clean up the house after they did it. Well, when the family hired them, Donnie Fisher went over there to help them clean up. And so when he's over there helping them clean up, John Bailio, the 15-year-old, is talking about everything, describing like, yeah, they did this in this room. They ran in here and did this, boom, boom, this and that. He's telling them everything that happened. Okay, so that's how he knew. So this guy, Donnie Fisher, he's at the police station for some other stuff. But the police heard that he might know something about this, so they're questioning him. He denied knowing anything. Then these detectives pull out a crime scene photo. When he's seen that, he slammed the photos on the table. He starts screaming and says, she didn't deserve this. Then he told them everything that the 15-year-old John Bailio had told him. So he gave them all up. Even though he wasn't there at the time, he lived with them. I guess he's part of that white supremacist gang. You know what I mean? He lived with them after. So they go and bring all these people in. You have Phil Skipper. Eventually he was convicted of second-degree murder, sentenced to life in prison without a possibility of parole. Johnny Hoyt, convicted of second-degree murder at trial. They say that he got life in prison without parole, but there are some conflicting stories. Some people say he got 25 years without parole. Lisa Skipper Hoyt, She took a plea deal. She didn't go to trial. She took 25 years in prison. John Bellio, who was 15 at the time, he agreed to plead guilty to second-degree murder in exchange for cooperating with detectives against the others. He received juvenile life, okay? So meaning he'll get out before 21. He's been out. Well, he'll get out when he's 21, but he's been out for many years now. I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree with that. That would have never happened in one of these spots on the East Coast. You know what I mean? Washington, D.C., Newark, New Jersey, Trenton, Philadelphia, Baltimore. That wouldn't have happened. Brooklyn, it wouldn't have happened. You getting life. You know what I mean? 15, 16, you going down. And people, that's the story. I mean, this woman, Genore Guillory, she was being nice to these white people who were in a white supremacist gang. They hated black people. You know, and this makes me think of the black people that you run into, that we all run into, who are very dismissive when you tell them something like, hey, watch out for them white people. Watch out for this, and that. And they respond, oh, they not like that. They wouldn't do that. This woman, Genore Guillory, right here, she was one of them. She had to be. She had to be, because these people had the key to her house. She was giving them money. She put them on her insurance policy. She did not think these people were dangerous, yet they were plotting to do something to her, and they hated her the whole time. You know what I mean? So this is how it goes down. She was nothing but an initiation into a white supremacist gang. And when they heard about 25,000, they were really like, yeah, let's go ahead and handle this. Condolences to her family, man. Unfortunately, many of our people find out like Genore Guillory, and will continue to. Easy.